nearly swallowed the damn things. Lionel, I cannot do this anymore. Sit up, straight back, face boldly up to the bloody thing, and square it straight in the eye, as you would any decent Englishman. Show who's in command. That devilish device will change everything if I don't. In the past, all a king had to do was look respectable. In uniform and not fall off his horse. Now we must invade people's homes and ingratiate ourselves with them. This family has been reduced to those lowest, basest of all creatures. We've become actors. We're not a family. We are a firm. The most successful institution in history. Our cousins wear crowns throughout Europe. Yet, any moment some of us may be out of work. My darling brother and future king, the only wife he appears to be interested in is the wife of another. Taken up with a Mrs. Simpson, a woman with 2 husbands living. He was told, no divorced persons in court. But no, she made him sublimely happy, he said. I imagine that's because she's sleeping with him. This is what he said. I give you my word. We've never had immoral relations. Stared square into our father's eyes and lied. When our father's dead, that man will ruin this family, this nation, himself, within 12 months. Who'll pick up the pieces? Hi, Hitler! Intimidating half of Europe, Marshal Stalin the other half. Who'll stand between us? The jackboots? The proletarian abyss? Me? With my older brother shirking his duties? Huh? I'm going to have to do more of this. Father. I was informed after the fact that my father's last words were, Bertie has more guts than the rest of his brothers put together. He couldn't say that to my face. My brother. That's why I'm here. I can't. I'm not going to sing my favorite song, Swanee River. It's not going to help. I can't sit here warbling. You're peculiar. I'm not crooning Swanee River. It was a relief knowing I wouldn't be king. You're barking up the wrong tree now, Doctor Lionel. Oh. Of course I didn't stammer, I was singing. David and I were close, young bucks, you know. David was always very helpful in arranging introductions with the girls. Ministrations of Paulette shared her services, not at the same time in Paris. But my brother teased me. They all did. Bertie, they would say. Get it out, boy, my father would say. He encouraged them. My father said, I was afraid of my father, and my children are damn well going to be afraid of me. I was left-handed naturally. But then I was punished. Now I use the right. I also had knock knees. Metal splints on my knees, worn day and night. Bloody agony. Who was I the closest to in this family? My nannies. Not my first nanny. She loved David, hated me. When we were presented to my parents for the daily viewing, she would pinch me so I'd cry and be handed back to her immediately. And she wouldn't feed me far, far away. It took my parents 3 years to realize. Of course, it caused stomach problems. Still, my brother Johnny, sweet boy, epilepsy. He was different. He died at 13. Hidden away from view. I've been told it's not catching. Lionel, you're the first ordinary Englishman, Australian I mean, I've ever really spoken to. Sometimes when I ride through the streets and see, the common man staring at me, I'm struck by how little I know of his life and how little he knows of mine. My brother. Bloody thing. Oh, bugger off! What do you mean I don't swear when I stammer? Bloody bugger to you! Beastly bastard! Shit. Shit, shit. Shit, shit, shit. Shit, 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 shit. F word. Fornication. Fuck, fuck, fucking fuck, 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 fuckity fuck. Bloody bugger ass, bugging ass balls, woolly shit ass, and tits. Why are we even preparing for me to be the king? The speech therapy for the king's speech. Fuck, fuck, fucking fuck, fuck, bloody bugger ass, bugging ass, willy, tits, shit, and ass. I'm angry. I know my place. I would do anything to keep my brother on the throne. I'm not an alternative to my brother. You want me to be king? Don't take liberties. That's bordering on treason. No, you're saying I could be king. My brother is the king. That is treason. No, Lionel, I've had enough of this. What am I afraid of? Your poisonous words. Don't instruct me on my duties. I'm the son of a king. The brother of a king. We have a history that goes back untold centuries. You, the disappointing son of a brewer, a jumped up kangaroo from the outback, bloody nobody. These sessions are over. I went to hug my daughters today. Usually they run up to me and hug. Today they paused. They curtsied. They didn't hug me, they curtsied. And Your Majesty. That's what they said. I'm not a king. It's a mistake. This coronation's a bloody mistake. I'm not a king. I want to hug my daughters. Elizabeth, Margaret, Lilibet. You want me to speak to the king? Here I am. Is the nation ready? For two minutes of silence? I've seen the placards. God save the king. They don't mean me. Every other monarch, their predecessor, was dead. Or nearly dead. Mine, alive. Very much so. What a bloody mess! I can't give them a speech. My father's still here. He is. He's on the shilling I just gave to you. To prepare me to kick. I would lock you in the tower. For what charge? Fraud! Fraud charge! With war looming, you've saddled this nation with a voiceless king. You've destroyed the happiness of my family. I feel it. All for the sake of ensnaring a star patient that you knew you couldn't assist. They'll be like mad King George III. They'll be mad King George the Stammerer, who let his people down. Lionel, don't sit there. Get up! You can't sit there! Get up! That is not a chair! No! It's not a chair! That is St. Edward's chair! That chair is a seat on which every king and queen. That is a stone of scone! And you are trivializing everything! Listen to me. Listen to me! Listen to me! By what right am I ordering you? By what right? By my divine right, if you must! I'm your king! By what right? Because I have a right to be heard. I have a voice. You want the king's speech? Huh? Here it is. There may be dark days ahead, and war. There may be dark days ahead, and war. God save the. I say that. God save the king. I say that continually, but apparently no one's listening. I'm the solemnest king to have ever lived. Right now, I can't do this. If I'm to be king, where is my power? May I form a government, levy a tax, or declare war? No. Yet I'm seated on my feet. Because the nation believes when I speak. I speak for them. Yet I cannot speak. In this grave hour, fuck, perhaps the most fateful in our history, bugger shit, I send to every household of my people. The letter P is always difficult, even when I'm singing. Peoples both at home and overseas, this message, doo-dah, spoken with the same depth of feeling, doo-dah-day, for each one of you, as if I were to fuck bugger cross your threshold and speak to you my bloody well heard. I have a right to be bloody well heard myself. For the second time in the lives of most of us, we are at war. I can't do this. Okay. In this grave hour, perhaps the most fateful in our history, I send to every household of my peoples, both at home and overseas, this message, spoken with the same depth of feeling for each one of you, as if I were able to cross your threshold and speak to you myself.